I want to talk about how a daily weed habit when I was younger really caused me a lot of problems. I started smoking every day when I went to Seattle University because it was socially acceptable. I didn't really see an issue with it at the time, but it just became a big monkey on my back because it got to the point where, if I was stressed out or feeling any kind of negative emotion, I would just smoke. I thought, it's no problem. Everybody smokes up here. But it really got to where it got in the way of me regulating my emotions in a healthy way. When I wouldn't smoke, I would get extremely angry, irritable, and just ready to snap at everything. And I basically developed pretty strong psychological dependency on it. But aside from that, when I cut weed out of my life not too long ago, I was smoking socially or, still smoking a bit, but just not daily. I realized how much it affects the pleasure centers in your brain where, when you're not smoking at all anymore, you can feel really flat and anhedonic. So I think it's an issue because a lot more people are smoking daily now, and I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do, but it just is not so good for, maintaining kind of a good baseline. Like if you're smoking every day, it's gonna get to the point where you need to smoke a certain amount just feel normal. And so the daily habit when I was younger really caused me some issues. And then I realized that even using socially was not so good for me, especially, bringing on like anxiety and things like that. It got to where it wasn't even fun anymore. But I think it's just a real problem when people develop a habit of smoking it every day because it can have just as much of psychological effects and problems with dependency, as other drugs. So I personally would not recommend smoking every day. Just because it's acceptable doesn't mean it's going to be good for your brain. In my case, it definitely wasn't. And so my advice is just don't be smoking every day. If it's something that is good for you in moderation, I'm not going to say, you have to stop. But yeah, I just personally do not recommend smoking every day because it really did a number on me.